Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, sitting down, whether you're on a mobile phone or your laptop or your computer. I'd like to say welcome. This is Ron Carty, and I'd like to welcome you to our Wednesday call. And as it says on the slide, welcome to the digital world. First off, I'd like to thank everybody for logging on early. We do appreciate it. We realise that sometimes it's not so easy to manage your time and things like that. So I really do appreciate the time and effort that you've put in to log on. Let me just see where we are. Okay, and so really, look, this call, I'll start off with our mission, as we always do, but these Wednesday calls are designed to slightly different from the Tuesday call and the Thursday call and the two daytime calls. This is about building the business. But I always start, every session we start as a company, we always highlight our mission just to reinforce what we're about. And it's about allowing our members to get involved in this crypto space, as they call it, but also to have the greatest opportunity to become one of these new crypto millionaires. As you know, you're probably aware that millionaires are being created daily. And that's really our mission, to get our members, in a way of thanking them for joining our business, to give them the best opportunity to get involved in this and become a millionaire. And we do that simply by providing strategies and tools that are designed to protect and grow our people's wealth. And I like those two phrases. And really, I'd like everybody, when you go out talking to people about our business, really highlight that. It's about protecting your wealth. There's no good growing your wealth and you lose it. I can give you some horror stories where people have lost their crypto wealth overnight through just not protecting it properly. So we show people how to protect the wealth and grow it, both in the traditional market and the cryptocurrency markets. And we do this simply by offering professional guidance and support to our members as they make the shift to this new world, or they attempt to make this shift to the new cryptocurrency space. All right, so that's really our mission. All right, on every call, and again, would like to really stress that everybody, when talking to someone, should really reinforce this, because we're talking about wealth. Sometimes it's easy to talk about potential figures, numbers, and really there's no guarantee on what can happen in the future. We talk about our past performances, and our past performances to date have been exceptional, but that doesn't guarantee any future results. So anybody that gets involved in any sort of ICO or investment, just realize that you could lose a portion or indeed all of your involvement. And so our recommendation to everybody is simply use money that you can afford to lose. And of course, we also say, even though we've got a lot of expertise on our side and the information we pass over, we still recommend that if you have the time and opportunity to read the disclosures, take time to speak to a professional advisor as well. All right. So personally, I always start with a little bit about 3T Networks, not about the company. You can pick that up on the website. You can go on Google and whatever. I like to talk about our management team. For those of you that have been on my calls before, you'll know my background has been in the corporate world, coaching, leadership, right at the very top of companies. And I learned a long time ago that the key element in any business, over and above the products, the services, the systems, the logistics, all of which need to be in place. But unless the management team or the executive team does not have the capability to lead the company forward, not just set it up, but lead it forward, then really the company is not going to achieve its goals. And if you have a look at our management team, I'll put them on there, I'll introduce them. Actually, one of the questions I had the other day was, being handsome one of the criteria to join this executive team? And my answer was simple, of course, seeing as I'm on the call, on the team. But look, this is our team, led by Dan Schwartz. Many of you will know Dan, but not just through meeting him, but you'll see that Dan is everywhere. He's on the Telegram chat, he's in the calls, he's in the support, he's everywhere. And it's that type of energy that is required to not just start a company and launch it, but really lead it to the future. And I can think of no better person than Dan, even though he's a good friend of mine. I don't make this recommendation lightly, and I've worked with him in business. He is the best capable man to run our business, followed closely by Rob Monterulli, our Chief Operations Officer. And again, look, you can go on the website and read the bios, but I just like to tell you, Ron, again, now is becoming a fast friend. He was relatively new to me on a friendship basis, but I know his work history. Very, very impressive in taking companies like ours forward and leading the charge. Dave Wilson, again, I've been known Dave for a number of years. Right, tremendous successful background. This is the key. Everybody can claim to have a background. The key is having a successful background in networking and marketing, and Dave certainly qualifies in that way. My own, you can see me there, business development officer. I've mentioned briefly, I've been a consultant in both the networking industries and the corporate world for many years, helping develop the leadership, which is certainly important. Robert Timmermans, again, highly qualified, leading up our ICO division as the chief ICO officer. And that's important because our business revolves around ICOs. And then, of course, we've got David Dewar, recently appointed to the board, but as chief technology officer. Again, the ideal experience and background in our type of business, you need somebody to be on top of the technology. And David, again, is ideally suited. So that's our management team. Now, the purpose of our Wednesday sessions is really to really identify and develop business skills, right? And on the odd occasion, personal development techniques. Now, I know sometimes people you go, oh no, not personal development, but I know from my own experience, unless you tackle both sides of a business, which is business skills and your own development, goals aren't achieved. So that's really what we're going to be doing, and that enables our members to achieve future success. That's really what the purpose of the Wednesday sessions are. All right. Again, I like to identify the difference between the two sides of our business. And there are two distinct sides, and people have the choice. They can get involved in either or both. The cryptocurrency side really is about owning, trading, and growing and getting involved in this crypto market. The business building side focuses on the network. We run a network system alongside the cryptocurrency space. And the difference is that is about referring people, introducing people to the business, building a network and generating an income. And that highlights the difference. One is about wealth, the other is about income. And our members have the choice. What I like about this is that, as everybody's probably aware, there's a lot of people that are a little bit uneasy with regards to getting involved in networking. So, of course, they don't have to become part of our business building side. They can just generate their wealth through our information, our services, our products. On the other hand, we've got people that understand the power of networking, have been extremely successful in the networking industry prior to this, and have come on board for the networking. Then, of course, we've got people that are dabbling in both, experiencing both. So that's really it. And our Wednesday course is about business management and developing an income. All right. The other calls, I'll talk about this at the end. The other calls really focus on the ICO updates, the technology, the recognition, how things work. This is about developing an income. And what we've covered briefly, on a regular basis, we will go back over these because as we grow as a business, we're going to have new people. And let me just say, for the people that are logging onto these calls, after a while, if you've been around for a while, they will appear to be repetitious. And of course they are, because we get a lot of people coming in all the time, new people. So constantly we have to keep going over things. So things that we've previously covered. We covered some housekeeping. We've covered how to open up wallets. For a lot of people, this appears to be a bit of a challenge, but we need these wallets. The NEM wallet is for the 3T coins. My Ether wallet and Exodus wallets are Ethereum-based wallets. So if you get involved in these ICOs, you need Ethereum-based wallets. We will cover later MetaMask and Bitcoin, of course, but we've already covered the top three. We've also had a look at some fundamentals with regards to the business. And again, I'll put them all on the screen. It's probably easier. All right. But these are some of the things we've already covered, that when you go out to introduce people, we've got to have some enthusiasm. Now, be enthusiastic to the level of our own personality. And I talk about this from personal experience. When I first joined networking, my gurus, the people I looked up to, the people that were training me, were all Americans. Now, forgive me if there are many Americans on the call now. This is not a slight. But as you know, Americans are famous for their ability to talk, stand up and present. They're full of confidence, and they're not exactly quiet people. And so when I first started going into meetings, I tried to become an American. Now, you can tell from my accent, I'm a Brit. And the Brits traditionally are a little bit reserved. And so when I tried to match the enthusiasm, the American style of presenting, it just fell flat. So after a while, as I grew in the business, I realized that I needed to adapt it to suit me, to suit my British background. So enthusiastic to the level of our own personality. Talk about the benefits, the results of what our services and products do rather than the actual products and services themselves. We've already covered about how to take control of conversations in terms of answering questions. We spoke about powerful words to use, which create a mental image in the people's mind that we're talking to of the results they're looking for. About making it easy to buy for people. What that means is knowing how this. I'm going to cover this a little bit more in a moment, but helping people sign in, get involved, and then of course don't rationalise away sales failures. This, I can only talk from my own experiences. Whenever we do these calls, I can only talk about from my part. I know when Robert Timmermans, our ICO officer, talks about when he authorises an ICO to be recommended, he matches it to his own spending. I'm the same. I match this to my own experience. And I found that when things go wrong, as sometimes they will, that's a quote out of a famous saying. But if they go wrong, and sometimes most people, and I'm going to say most people, tend to point the finger outside as to why it's not working. The system's not working, the computer's not working, I'm not getting the support, my leader's not there. But at the end of the day, the key is, at the end of every presentation, just look at what we've done, assess it. Did I do good? Did I do bad? What can I do better? And so there's some basic fundamentals. We had a look at some need to knows. We need to know how to sell. Although a lot of people, really don't like the selling aspect. What we spoke about there is don't just keep talking. If you keep talking at people, after a while, words get confusing. When people are confused, they pass excuses. Good, sounds good, leave it to me, give me a call next week, and then they're gone. And that's usually our fault for dumping too much on people. So telling doesn't necessarily get people interested. Using events to the full. Events like these broadcasts. Events like the corporate events that we're going to be covering all around the globe. Events that are being put on by leaders and that. Use them to the full and how to manage your business we've covered. Again, we're going to do a little bit more on this. We looked at the importance of working hard versus working smart. And really, these Wednesday calls are designed to help people work smart in the business, not working hard. You can run yourself into the ground doing all the wrong things. It's much better to work, put less effort in, and that effort is targeted, it's managed, it's specific. That's really what we're talking about. And then we've also covered, and we do this on every call, really understanding that everybody's in the right space in terms of cryptocurrency and our business. So that's really what we've covered so far. Now, today we're going to continue on some need to knows. All right. And then as these Wednesday webinars or broadcasts roll out over the coming weeks and months and years, and as more people help me broadcast, we'll go into these need to knows in detail. But this really is just to highlight again things that are needed to know. People need to know how our products work. Now, a lot of these need to knows I'm going to put on are as a result of questions and repeated questions from the same people on our Telegram groups. We need to know about the different packs, not just the pricing, but not just what's in the pack. What's the difference? What's the difference in terms of benefits? How to take advantage of these packs? Just remember, why should somebody use this pack? What are the results that will happen? Now, on these results, when we talk about results, remember our disclaimer. It's so easy when talking about results in terms of mining, the network, the ICOs, to talk specifics. Once you do this, this is what you will get. Remember, we cannot say these are specific results. Remember, there's no guarantee on results. This is the anticipated or the expected results, but of course, things can change. And as we know in the crypto space over the last 4 weeks, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Things have gone up, they've also gone down, but that's the excitement of our business. So why choose? Now, this is interesting. gather testimonials from other people. You see, often when we're talking to a prospective member, somebody that's looking at our business, often we talk about, and this is what I've got, and this is what I've got now. The fact that it's happened to us, and this may come as a shock, but people don't always believe everything we say. Comes as a shock, I know. But when we talk about our earnings, what we've done, sometimes people take it with a pinch of salt. It's so much stronger to gather testimonials from people in our team, from other members. You know, talk to other members on the Telegram. How are you finding things? What have you? Oh, and then we can put that into a testimonial and say, look, these are the results. And look, this is what happened to George over here, to Mary over there. All right, that's what we can talk about. All right. Hang on, I'm just trying to see who's on the call. But yeah, this is so anyway, gather testimonials. And I found this very useful. Now, of course, in the past, this will age me, but I used to have my folder with all my testimonials in. I would flick through my folder. Now, of course, with a smartphone or a laptop or a tab, you can have them all on there. You can carry your whole business around in your pocket or in your little handbag, all right? So gather testimonials. There's a need to know how the system works. And of course, again, this comes as a result of listening and looking at the Telegram groups. So let me just go back, okay? You know, we need to know, I call it the retail path. You know, how does, when somebody orders a product, how do we get paid? How do they get paid? How do we order products? You know, what's the business path? What's the commission system? How do people earn money in a simple form? Again, because I've been involved in coaching and training and developing people and companies for many years, often people get complicated. Our role is to simplify it so people can understand. And if you're looking at a newbie, all right, then really there's not that much point in talking about the global pool and the recognition. So, you know, it's too much too soon. Okay, we have to talk income matches to people's level of thinking. All right, so you need to know how the system works. We also need to know, now look, goals are a funny thing. I know that most people have heard of goals. In fact, everybody's heard of goals. Everybody does goal setting, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, so we need to understand the importance of goals from a personal basis and from a leader's perspective. As we bring people into the business, we need to know what their goals are. What are their income goals? You know, in terms of, you know, remember, it's really, when most people start, it's a part-time income. So what would they like to earn? And don't be shocked if the income they talk about is relatively small. It's because they don't understand the power of our marketing plan. So understand people's income goals and their own income goals. You know, and schedule them out. In the first month, I would like to generate this. Over a 3-month period, I'd like to generate this. You know, now we've got some targets to run for. What are your business goals, or what are their business goals in terms of climbing the recognition ladder? And what are the personal goals? See, not everybody is driven by money. I know that may come as a shock to a lot of people, but not everybody is excited by money, or even the slides that we finish of all our webinars on, you know, the boat, the car, the plane. Find out what people want to do. You know, if somebody starts to earn some more money or generate more wealth, what would they like to do with that? They are their personal goals. And out of all the goals, the personal goals, a lot of you will know the phrase, the hot button. They become people's hot buttons. And a hot button is simply when you press it, it makes people come alive. So as people's energies start to flag, and they will do, when we bring people on board, not everybody's going to be as motivated as we are. They're not. And so, and because sometimes the results aren't forthcoming immediately, people can lose their energy. So personal goals are the best way to push and regenerate somebody over a small period, identifying their personal goals. And remember those goals. Remember why you joined the business. Well, let's get back on track. So the importance of goals, and more importantly, how to achieve them. All right. So we need to know how the marketing plan works. When does it pay out? The plan. Again, look, let me just stress. We need to know this, okay? Possibly from our perspective, if we're generating it, if our plan is to generate a huge network, then obviously we need to know everything. But because we need to know everything, and because we know everything, that doesn't mean we dump everything onto people. So remember, slowly, slowly catching the monkeys. But we need to know how by using the plan, by what leg to build, how to build it, how to sponsor, how to place, how to help other people. That will help achieve our goals and their goals. So how to use the marketing plan and what the income potential is on each of these aspects. All right, what else have we got here? Okay, obviously how to start a newbie. Now, depending on the time on this call, these calls are scheduled for about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes maximum. If we run out of time, I've got scheduled on exactly how to join. If we don't do it this call, we'll do it next Wednesday. All right. And again, if you have any specific requests on these Wednesday calls, then please send in a ticket or send a chat message, and then we can make sure that what we're doing is also relevant for you and your business. All I can do, as I said, is really go on my own experiences, and really I'm talking about what helped me in my network career. And again, some of you know my networking career, and it wasn't too bad. I've started off, I've only ever worked in 2 companies as a distributor or a member. And on both of those, I started, as all people started, in the meetings, joined a bit, and through luck or design or help and mentoring, on both of those occasions, I became managing director of the UK company, which then led me onto the international board and took me all around the world. So a lot of these calls I'm doing are based on my own experience, but it might be missing specifics for you. So just let me know. So how to start a newbie. We need to know how to invite. And there's all different ways of inviting. You know, do you invite people to come onto this call? Do you invite people to meet somebody like Dan Schwartz, who's appearing in our centre or our country in a short period? Do we invite them to, for a coffee and drinks on their own, or do we invite them, to meet our sponsor or our leader in the area? We need to know how to invite. And again, on future calls, we'll run through some suggested scripts. When we start, what's the best position to start? Now, obviously, we would like everybody to start at the highest level for the maximum money involvement. But that's what we want. So identify the best position to start for them. Bear in mind, we know their goals, we know their income goals, we know what they would like to have. So recommend, they may not take our recommendations, but we should know. And what's the cost and benefits of starting in each position? And as we move up the role, I've just covered this. What's the best position for them to achieve their goals? All right. So there's some need to knows. What else have we got here? How to deal with the company. I think most of us know this. We can put support tickets in. We can go onto the website. We can come on these calls. We can go join the Telegram groups. And I'm sure everybody would agree that when you put a support ticket in or come onto the groups, you get an answer. You get a fast response. There will always be the odd slowbie response, but that's the name of the game. It doesn't mean the system's broken. It just means you get the odd glitch. That happens in every business. And I'm sure everybody on this call would accept that sometime in their life, in business, they've personally experienced a glitch. All right? But we need to know all these things. All right? I've already covered this. We need to know how to move up the ladder. Not for newbies. Not for newbies. But as people start in the business, get involved and start to get excited and listen, I like this, how can I move on? We need to know what they have to do to move up the ladder. Once somebody's a director, how do they move to Sapphire? What do they need? Okay, that's what you need to do. Now let's put an action plan in how to do it. That's our job, to show them and lead them to the how. From sapphire to ruby, ruby to diamond. How does somebody move from diamond to crown diamond? Okay, look, that's what we've got to do. Let's put a time period involved. Let's do that over, let's say, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, bearing in mind there are other commitments in terms of time and family, all right, and business and whatever, all right, and then put the plan in. Now, once somebody's got a clear plan on a direction, they're more excited, rather than just say, listen, grab some friends and bring them to the meeting, get as many mates as you can and log them onto the webinar. That doesn't work, or at least it doesn't work in the long term. So understand the plans. We need to know how to lead a team. This is how I moved from networking into the corporate world and set up my own training business that I franchise and license all around the world. Simply because somebody taught me early on the fundamentals of how to lead a team, not just recruit people. I've found out that if somebody just keeps recruiting people, that's all they're going to do, because the more you put in the front, the more they drop out at the back. But once you know how to lead a team, I've mentioned on previous calls, developing, working with a basic 5. That's really what got me my success. I followed what they told me. I got my top 5 people. I worked with them, transferred my skills that I'd already had transferred to me. And those 5 went out and went out and went out. And that way you build a strong team. And when I mean a strong team, it means that they are strong, not just able to invite and build, but they're strong mentally when the downside comes. In every business, this one's no different. There will be ups, there will be downs. Anybody can handle the ups. That's easy. Anybody can be motivated when things are going well, where the money's going well, where the crypto space is skyrocketing. That's easy. What to do when things slow down? What to do when the market suddenly nosedives? What to do when people don't turn up to meetings? That's why you need coaching, managing, developing a team of strong people. So there's need to knows, how to inspire people. There's an art in inspiring. There's an art, and it's not just about taking a picture off the internet and sending it to somebody saying, read that. Right? There's an art in inspiring people. All right? All worth learning. Right now, I make that almost 30 minutes. I can't believe I'm on time. All right. Another word of wisdom I'm going to throw in, that if we run meetings, if we state the time, now whether these meetings, and we're inviting people to our own broadcast calls, our own meetings, the number one rule is, number one, start on time. Start on time. There is never an excuse or a valid excuse for being late for one of our own meetings. I've seen it happen. And again, look, there will always be the odd occasion. Nothing is perfect, all right? But the rule is always start on time. If we specify a closing time or a time period, a 30-minute call, a 15-minute meeting, bear in mind people are busy. They schedule and plan their time. And so we should always stick to times. And because we've broadcast this on 30 minutes, right? Look, no matter how much you do, I wasn't quite sure whether we'd finish at 15 on the hour, in which case we could have carried on. We finished at 30 minutes. And so because as a company, we value and respect our participants' time and our members' time, we're going to finish any minute now. And just like these words of wisdom, I've put it again, it was on one of the earlier calls, but I like it, right? And really says, don't wait for a better wind, learn to set a better sail. And that's really what these Wednesday calls are about. Helping our members set a better sail, right? It's not just a matter of sitting back and relying on the company or the sponsor. We get complaints about the sponsor. My sponsor doesn't help me. Well, look, forgive me. It's better if the sponsor helps. It's better if the leader helps. Of course it is. But if they don't, then it's our responsibility. That's what drove me on. In fact, look, forgive us. We've all got similar stories, and we all talk about our own stories. But the first networking company I ever joined, I was invited by somebody. I was the only person they ever introduced to that particular business. I never heard from them or saw them again. I was adopted by some other people. I'm not quite sure why they adopted me, because I was a bit of a mess. But as a result of those adoptions and then meeting somebody that helped change my life, a good friend of mine for 40 odd years, and as you know, I'm based in Asia. He's just arrived here in Thailand to meet me after 40 years from Australia, my mentor and my guru. So but they pass over to me. And as a result of them, I learned to be better. I learned how to present. I learned, and not because I'm smart, it's because I was a blank page. I didn't have any ideas of my own. That was one of the benefits of coming in from cold. I didn't have any ideas of mine. So I was almost forced to follow what they said, simply because I identified an industry that I would like to get involved in. There was groups of wonderful people. For those who don't know, I come from the back end of London. I come from a working class family, same as a lot of us. And I just saw an opportunity to climb out. And so that's really what we do on these Wednesday calls. Share ideas, pass our own experiences over to help our people learn a better set a better sail. And the company also provides support to do this. As you can see, there are daytime webinars. These are, oh, that's interesting. That one doesn't show there. I wonder why. Okay, look, there's a Tuesday call. There's a Tuesday, 1 o'clock Eastern time, opportunity overview. If you go right the way along, and I don't know why it's not there, on a Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, there's also an opportunity overview. Now, these are specifically designed for new people. It's a general overview of the business, the company, the products, the service, how a customer buys their customer pack, what's the cost for a new person getting involved, the recognition ranks, the income potential, the 8 ways of earning income. So this is an ideal, if as a member, you've got people that are unsure on how to open the door to this, simply invite them to those 2 calls. And let the webinars do that. They're conducted by myself and Dave Wilson, as I said, is the Chief Marketing Officer. Simple but effective calls. Now, in terms of developing, the evening webinars run at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. The first one on Tuesdays are conducted by Dan Schwartz. And again, remember what I said, I can think of no better person to run through the technical side of our business, accompanied by Robert Timmermans, because as you do, it's ICO and trainings, right? So two of the top people run these webinars. So that really is an information update. Wednesdays is this type of call, which is primarily focused on business building skills, but of course we will do training on other aspects, webinars, how to join, how to use the back end of the office, things that we need to know to generate our business. And then the Thursday calls are conducted by Rob Monterulli, and that really is, and again, these are good calls because this summarizes the week's activity. It's a good call for new people and existing people to see what's happened. You know, you might be sitting there a little bit lonely thinking, what's gone on? My sponsor's not rung me. What do I do? I'm on my own. I'm out in the wilds. I'm out in the wilderness. I'm over here, over there. Log on here. You'll see what's happened for the last week. So everything is moving forward. There's recognition on there. You can see people that are being recognized for climbing up the ranks and doing a good job. So they are the webinar calls. That's the support that's there for you to build your business. All right. So look, as a result of that, I'm going to thank everybody for logging on. I would expect to see you and your guests and your new members on next Wednesday's call. All right. The people that have logged on, it's wonderful seeing you week after week after week, but bring your new people on. It gives you something to talk about to them. It gives you a reason to call and say, listen, I saw you were logged on, or did you log on? What did you cover? Let's go through it again. It's an ideal opportunity. It's a good foundation for you to build a business. And of course, the other calls always log on. But from my perspective, and in fact, from the entire management team, I'm going to thank you, one, for being part of our business. It's not always easy to join a new company. All right. But we thank you for joining the business. You know, wonderful. All right. I've just been asked, do we have recording of this? I'm not quite sure what that means. Do you want a recording of this or scrap the recording? But yes, it is being recorded. And if you want a copy, then certainly we'll send you. It should be posted up on the back office and or sent out as an email. You all right? So yes, there will be a recording of it. So look, I'd like to thank everybody once again. This is Ron Carty saying thank you. I'll see you on the next Wednesday call. As I'm on most of the other calls, just looking and listening. I'm still looking and listening. It's nice to see what members are coming on. I'm going to thank you. I'm going to say good night if you're somewhere where it's good night, God bless, good morning, good afternoon. Enjoy the day, enjoy the week, enjoy the weekend, but success to you. And I look forward to sharing everybody's success as we move from step to step, grow bit by bit, and just show the world what 3T can do. Thank you very much. See you later.